So I've been reading quite a bit about the Divine Mother, an incarnation of God as the Mother lately, and she was having a conversation with a devotee by the name of Kumud Sen yesterday. Well, actually, it was a long time ago, but I read about it yesterday. He was complaining to her, and this is an age-old complaint by devotees and spiritual seekers. He was saying to him, I've got a fickle mind, and I can't control it at all. It's all over the place every time I sit down to meditate. And I loved her response, because her response was very direct and straightforward and super encouraging. She looked at him and smiled, and she said, oh, that's nothing. Take that to heart. Your troubles with meditation, the difficulties that you're facing, she says that's nothing. And why? She says it's because it's the nature of the mind. She says, it likes change. It flits around like a bee from flower to flower. She said, don't worry about it. She says, instead of worrying about it, focus on just being regular in your practice. Keep your attempt sincere and earnest. And she said, in time, it will all work out well. It'll come under your control and it will be fine. She also said that when it was just the matter of the mind, just the nature of the mind, to be restless like that, she said something interesting. She said the name of God is more powerful than the senses. That's a real nugget of truth right there. If you're having a lot of trouble bringing your body and mind under your control, so that you're the one driving instead of it driving you. The name of God as a mantra, as a thought practice, is very powerful in being able to bring the mind away from the compulsive thinking of pleasure and the senses, of getting yourself caught up in things that are distracting the mind from its nature, which, is part of the game in this world. The way that the divine trickster has set things up for us to play, he's purposely made it somewhat interesting in that regard. Mother said that in the beginning of time, when the world had just been put together, that everybody kept realizing God immediately, and the play didn't go on. The game was over. And so God was trying to think, gosh, how can I keep this game buzzing along? And so Mother says that he added a little bit of lust and greed to the mix. And she said the game has been going on with a bang ever since. So I love that perspective, to get away from that idea of good and evil and the seriousness of all of this, the craziness of all of this, with danger and fear involved. It's the play of the Lord, the play of the beloved. And these distractions in this world, keep us engaged in the game and keep us from finding our true nature, finding our bliss, and returning to ourself in our true nature, that unity with the beloved, with the divine. So she goes on to say, be sincere in your practice, in your words and in your deeds. You will feel how blessed you are. His blessing is always on all creatures of the earth. It is needless to ask for it. Practice meditation sincerely, and then you will understand His infinite grace. God wants sincerity, truthfulness, and love. Outward verbal effusiveness does not touch Him. Observe punctuality of time in your practice. Take His name and utter the mantra while concentrating your mind with all of your might. If you exert yourself sincerely, banish all other thoughts from your mind, and pray to Him from the core of your heart. Then your call will be responded to and your prayers granted through His grace. So a few things in here that were just wonderful to me. Be sincere in your practice, in your words and in your deeds. Be a real person. Be authentic. No shows. No putting on airs. No pretending to be something you're not. Forget the Kardashians for a day. Be human. Just be you, as you are. It's a delight to God, and it's a delight to others also. An authentic human being, my goodness. An authentic human being is someone who's highly valued by their friends. Someone who is what they are. It's needless to ask for God's blessing because His desire and His blessing lies on all creatures in the creation. That God's blessing and God's love lays heavily on all of us. We don't even need to ask for it, she says, to that point. You don't even have to ask for God's blessing. Don't even have to ask for his love. Take that kind of security, that kind of assumption into your life, that you and God are besties, as it were. And go forward in earnestness. Put your whole effort into your spiritual life, into bettering yourself as a person, to reach your highest ideal of being a human, whatever that is. Go for the very top. Great love, great humility, great compassion, great mercy, all of these things. And she says that if you do this with that kind of sincerity and that kind of dedication, you're going to meet with success. It is God's desire for you to be successful. And when you fall, the important thing that she said in there, when you fall, when you have your lapses, don't think much about them. Just move on. Keep going. Don't get caught up in guilt and shame. Be free. Seek out your highest ideal. Let love become the commander of life.